What's up, everybody? Welcome to Outlaw Sports with Jesse and John. As you guys can see here, I'm going to be your solo host, Jonathan Neckbeard Lewis, in today's video. Today, I want to talk about something exciting, which is recruiting. It's what gets me going. Recruiting is my thing to talk about. But either way, DJ Pickett, the #1 cornerback nationally in this class, decided to pick LSU, as you guys can see here. I'm going to go over a little bit about him, but I also wanted to give a huge shout out to something I think that is being massively overlooked. Corey Ramond. Bringing Corey Ramond over definitely going to help them in recruiting. And I know a lot of LSU fans, believe it or not, I've had quite a few LSU fans tell me that they believe he's past his prime, that he can't recruit the way he used to. Well, I think DJ Pickett choosing LSU and talking nothing but Corey Ramond, I think that answers the question on that. But either way, we're going to get into the specifics about him real quick and, get this rolling. So DJ Pickett, the #1 cornerback in this class, #2 composite ratings, which is what I go by. So he's the #2 cornerback compositely with a rating of 0.9971, which does make him a 5-star in this class. Now, a once-in-a-generational type cornerback. Well, why am I saying that? The dude is 6'4", 180 pounds. How many 6'4" cornerbacks are you going to see? Well, if you're an Alabama fan, we just had one commit in the 2025 class. It was also a 5-star. So if that tells you how rare it is, I can't name one before the 2025 class. 6'4", 180 pounds. But here's the big deal. Here's why so many people said he's picking Oregon or mainly Miami over LSU, and LSU was never really in contention because he's coming out of Tampa, Florida. I believe you say the school, I think it's Zypher Hills, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's out of Tampa, Florida. Why is that so important? Because Tampa has been locked down as of recently, kind of by Mario Cristobal in Miami, right? He's been doing a really good job going up there, and also Alabama and Georgia has been doing a really good job of reaching down into Tampa lately, but in particular, right, the guy that kind of went over from Georgia to Oregon has been doing an extremely good job of pulling players out of Miami Central and places like that. I'm talking about Dan Lanning in Oregon. So most people had Oregon as #1 with Miami a close #2. Then LSU, Georgia, and the rest were kind of pushed off to the wayside. But if you were paying attention to DJ Pickett and what he's been saying for the past couple of years, you knew this was coming, especially if you're an LSU fan and you were paying attention to what he was saying for the past couple of years. Why? Because when Corey Ramond was at Florida, that's when he started recruiting DJ Pickett. And DJ Pickett interviews almost always mentioned who. If they didn't mention anybody, it was always Corey Ramond. So he was definitely the best one in communication with him on a consistent basis. And that's very important for these high school players. That's very important for these high school players' families, right? Is somebody they can communicate with, constant communication, they can trust. And Corey Ramond, in my opinion, built up that trust with DJ Pickett. So when he left Florida to come to LSU, that was a major get, not just for one recruit, but for the recruits in the future for Brian Kelly and this LSU program. But we're here to talk more about DJ Pickett and not Corey Ramond, right? So who is he offered by? LSU, Oregon, Miami, Georgia, and a host of others. Like I said, #1, #2 cornerback, you can make that argument. He's going to be basically offered by everybody. Now let's get into his pros. Very skilled two-way player. He plays safety, corner, right, wide receiver in high school. I mean, the dude is just an athlete. If you type in the definition of athlete, the dude's picture should come up. Plain and simple. Very quick twitch with good instincts. That's why almost 100% of everybody said he's going to play cornerback. LSU did recruit him as a corner, not a receiver, not a safety, an actual cornerback. And I believe he comes into that cornerback room at LSU. From what I've seen, correct me if I'm wrong, LSU fans, I don't know the program like you guys do. He's probably going to be corner 1 or 2 right off the get-go as a true freshman. At least he has the ability to do that, staying healthy. Depends on how fast he picks up the program and everything else in that playbook. But with that being said, very lengthy with a 6'8" wingspan. Why is that important? Because he's quick twitch, which means he's really good at playing man. That's the evaluation on that. But he can also play off man coverage because he has track star speed. Two-way athlete, right? His track star speed to close the gap when he's playing off-man coverage, when he's playing that zone. I'm telling you, this guy pretty much is one of the most complete packages when it comes to a cornerback. Tends to be hesitant towards contact. That's one of his very, very, very few knocks. 24/7 put that out there. And me, I didn't watch much film on him lately for, I'd say, about a year and a half until recently. And when I saw that he included it in there, I never really noticed it before, But when you go and watch the film, I don't think it's so much he's afraid to tackle somebody, in my opinion. He is a little bit on the smaller side when you look at his sophomore film and then his junior film, maybe slightly. Sophomore probably around 165 to 170, then 175 to 180 when you're looking at a junior coming into senior season. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think it has to do more with just the new rules of football in general, right? When you're running 15 to 20 miles an hour at somebody, it's hard to not lower your helmet, right? And we know lowering your helmet is going to get you a quick ejection, especially with a crown. So I believe it's not so much that he's afraid of contact, but more of so he's almost afraid of just being ejected out of the game. So, I mean, of course, you're going to be able to coach that up with Corey Ramond, with Brian Kelly, and that whole staff there, and get that out of the way. But that is one of the very few knocks on him. Like I said, multi-sport, and he's also a track and field athlete. Like I said, type in the word athlete, you're going to find the guy coming up. I don't have all of his stats in front of me. We're not going to get into that. Otherwise, this video would go for another 20 minutes. But all I'm going to say is congratulations to the LSU Tigers, right? You got one of the best, if not the best, cornerback in this class in DJ Pickett. I do believe he's going to come in. His IQ seems to be very high. If you watch the film, he picks up on stuff very quick twitch. I believe, like I said, he'll be the number 1 or number 2 corner in this upcoming class. Let me know, especially LSU fans, what you guys think about this. And congratulations to Corey Ramond. Congratulations to Brian Kelly for bringing Corey Ramond over from Florida. That was one of the most overlooked hires, in my opinion, in the entire country, not just head coaches or whatever it may be. Once again, because he's not one, right? Defensive backs coach. I believe this was just massively overlooked. And I know a lot of LSU fans, like I said, I've had them actually DMing me talking about, well, he's kind of past his prime. He kind of can't recruit like he used to. I beg to differ, and I think this is one of the proven points right here. But either way, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you haven't already, make sure to like, share, and subscribe below if you like watching college football videos, recruiting, and all that good stuff. We're going to be trying to go live stream probably 2 to 3 times a minimum a week here. Other than that, everybody have a good day, and as always, roll Tide.